It's so nice for the two of you to invite us over like this. It's been such a long time since we have all been together for a dinner like this. David and I have just practically been waiting by the phone for you to call us and invite us over. And finally, the call came. We were looking forward to this all week long. Weren't we, honey?
That's right, we were. But don't make it sound like that, Kate. We don't want Tony to feel like he has to invite us over.
I know, Kate. Sorry about that. But I have just been so busy with work that I haven't been able to be around to invite the two of you over. I would love to cook for you more often, but it's just not possible right now as much as I would like. And don't worry, David. I don't feel like I have to do anything. I want to invite you over and cook.
Don't you worry about that, Tony. It's good to be busy with work. That's when a man knows that he is doing something right in his life. You should keep it up. Dinner is always nice, but it's far more important that you focus on work and keep busy with that. There are always priorities in life.
Dad, stop all this men must be like this or that crap. It's good that Tony has a lot of work, but I would like him to be around a bit more too. There's more for him to worry about than just work. He has his wife to think about, for instance. And you know that I am obviously not as good a cook as he is. I miss his cooking as much as you two do. Come on, honey. You know that David didn't mean things in that way. And I do think about you all the time. You know that. It's just the work gets in the way sometimes. I know you do. You working so much is the reason that we have such an easy life and live in such a nice house, too. I really appreciate it, too. I know all that, but at the same time, knowing that doesn't change the fact that I would prefer you to be around more if possible. I know. I try my best to not get sent on the long trips, but sometimes there's nothing else to do but go myself. I don't always get to have the final say in these sorts of things. That's the nature of working for someone else and not yourself. Is there no position available that allows you to just stay in the city and work from the office? That way you could still work for the same company, but be with Helen more often. I don't know if that sort of thing is really possible, but it sounds nice if it were possible, don't you think? I have thought about that before, but the only positions like that are entry-level ones that are usually for college graduates. It would be strange for someone like me to move down from a senior position into one of those roles. And the pay is much lower as well, as you can imagine. In the end, I don't know if they would even let me do that. I can try and talk to them about not sending me as often, though.
Kate, don't try and tell Tony to take a lower paying position. He has worked hard to get to where he is now, and you just want him to throw it all away? Everyone just needs to be more understanding about his work and what he has to do for the family.
That's not what I meant, dear. I was just asking if there was something else available that would make Helen happy. I am not telling him that he should do anything at all if it doesn't fit well with him. But it doesn't hurt to offer some suggestions. Well, it wouldn't make me happy if the pay was so much lower. I like being able to buy nice things for myself. It's one of the things that keeps me from going insane when I am at home alone. Opening up the laptop and doing some online shopping solves all of that. I know, don't worry. I won't be dropping down into one of those positions. But I would like to think that I have worked at this company long enough that they might listen to me and change things up to suit me better. I do have a performance review and contract renewal coming up towards the end of the year, so I may be able to negotiate something with them at that time. But to be honest, I don't want to completely stop going on these business trips. It keeps things fresh and helps work always feel like it's different. I have also been able to go to a lot of places that I wouldn't have gone to otherwise. Yeah, but you always go without me. I wanted to go to France as well. That sort of thing is just completely unfair. Oh? Your work sent you to France, did it? How was that? It must have been beautiful there. That really is quite the perk to get from your company. I am assuming that they covered all of the costs, is that right? Yes, of course. It would be crazy for them to expect me to pay for the trip out of my own pocket. We even had a bit of a company budget for dinners and the like. He was there for a whole week about 6 months ago. Can you believe him? He went to France without his wife. It's not like I went to Paris or anything. Only for the transfer anyway. And to answer your previous question, Kate, yes, I did go to France. but only the southern city of Marseille. It's a big port town, so that's where our client has their main operations located. It's not as scenic as the image you might have in your mind about what France looks like.
How was it then? What do they have down there?
I mean, it was okay, I suppose. Neither great nor bad. I also don't have that much time to do anything other than work when I am on these trips. I'm sure that all of the places that I have been to would be much better and different if you go there as a tourist and can just do whatever you like instead of being in meetings all the time. The big benefit of Marseille is that it is in the south and close to a lot of other places like Nice and Montpellier, which I have heard are both beautiful. But unfortunately, there was no chance to take a trip out that way. I have heard amazing things about Nice. I think that was where some friends of ours went a few years back. They said that was where there is a big museum of Matisse paintings. I don't know much about him, but it sounded lovely from what they said. I can't say that I know much about him either. I have only heard the name. I am not a big art guy myself. And what would you say your favorite place has been so far, then? You mentioned that you have been to a lot of places. That's a hard question, but maybe I would say Sweden. All of the colorful buildings there really made it nice to walk around and just look. And the capital city wasn't even that big, so it was easy to get around.
Must have been pretty cold up there, though, right? Isn't it always snowing there year-round? Up in those northern countries?
Oh, no, not at all. I luckily went in the summer, and it was actually pretty hot. I was surprised when I got there. I had a kind of image like you did. At least I thought that the summers would be pretty mild considering the location, but that wasn't the case at all. But I am sure that the winters are pretty brutal that way. I don't want to experience that too much. Enough of this already! You're making me jealous talking about these places that you go to without me. Let's go and eat already. I can smell it from the kitchen and I am starving. Let's go, let's go! You're right. Everyone take a seat and I will bring everything out. Would you like a hand at all, dear? I can help you somehow if I won't be getting in the way, that is. No, Kate. Thank you, but I can do this myself. You're a guest here. You shouldn't be doing anything yourself. Everything is more or less ready anyway. I will just plate up and bring it out to you. Oh my god, these look so good! I have been dying to have more of your cooking.
These are amazing. What is it? A fish taco, right?
Yeah, nice and simple. I didn't want to overdo it tonight, so I made a classic that everyone loves. I did add some extra sauces and spices, though, to make it a little special. But the basics are all there as well. Everything you make is always so divine! Where did you learn to cook like this? When did you have the time? I guess it's just always been something that I like to do. Back when I was a broke college student, I had to get creative to cook things that weren't just instant noodles for every meal. I think that helped me learn how to combine different foods well and what goes well together. You should be here cooking for me every night. That's the real dream. Thanks, honey. I would love to if I could. This is the first time in a while that I have been able to be in the kitchen and really cook something properly. I miss it when I am away. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with eating out a lot, but sometimes you just want to make something for yourself.
Well, don't forget to invite us over the next time you feel like making something for yourself.
Yes, Tony. You have to let us know. We'll be there in a jiffy once you send a text. Don't worry, you two will be the first on my list to call over when I get the chance to put something together next. Hey, I'm going to work soon. I didn't think you would be up just yet. Is there any reason for you to be up so early? Oh, I sleep in enough that I can wake up at a normal time every now and then. Sometimes it also feels better for me to not sleep in too much. I often feel more tired when I do sleep in. It's kind of weird. I can always take a nap later if I get tired. These are the perks of being a housewife. I bet you can't just take a nap in the office if you wanted to. No, you're right, I couldn't do that. Though there is always so much to do that I don't think I would be able to relax enough to nap anyway. Hey, before I go, I wanted to ask you something. I hope it doesn't sound too weird. Ask me something? Sure, what is it? I don't know why you think it might sound weird, though. I was looking for this particular tie of mine and ended up going all the way to the back of the closet in search of it. Okay. And did you find it? What does the tie have to do with me? Do you think I was hiding it from you or something? You know there's no reason that I would do something like that. Oh, I know, and that's not what I was implying. I did find it, and it's not the tie that I wanted to talk to you about. When I was looking at the back, I found a box really tucked away behind some clothes. A box? What kind of box? Did I leave a box of random stuff back there? I don't recall putting anything there. It was a jewelry box. I took a look inside and there was a necklace in there. Rose gold with a little ruby. You know what I am talking about, right? Maybe I do. What about the necklace? What do you want to know about it? It's just that I have never seen it before in my life. I know that I didn't get it for you, and why was it hidden so deep in the closet? That's not where you keep your jewelry. Everything else that you own and wear is put out by the mirror in its own box. Oh, you're getting all worried about nothing. Look, I bought a necklace for myself a little while ago, but you have never seen it before because I haven't worn it yet. I have been saving it to wear on a night where we could go out together. I thought I would wear it with that black dress you like and surprise you. But we haven't been out together in so long that it hasn't happened yet. You're always working, so we never get to go on dates these days. Oh, I know. I'm sorry that we haven't been able to go on many dates these days. But then, why was it all the way at the back of the closet? There's no reason for it to be there, right? I put it there so that you wouldn't find it, stupid. How would it be a surprise if you had seen the necklace before you were supposed to? I thought that if I kept it just in my jewelry box that you might end up seeing it when I opened it to take something else out. I didn't think that there would be any reason for you to go crawling into the closet looking for something. But that stupid tie has ruined my surprise, I guess. That makes sense, but looks like it worked against you. I think the jewelry box would have been a safer place to hide it in plain sight. Well, now I know that for next time. You're not going to be late for work, are you? No, but I better be going anyway. I'm going to be home a little late tonight again, though. Sorry about that. It's fine. I'm used to this happening by now. How late do you think you will be? I can't say for sure, but I would say not to expect me before 10 p.m. I might even be later than that, depending on how things go. Well, if you're going to be that late, then I might go out with some friends instead of being at home all alone and waiting. That sounds like a good plan. I'm sorry. You know that I don't want to leave you here alone all the time. I know. You do this for the two of us. And I am grateful for it. Maybe we will end up coming home at the same time now that I am going to go out for a while. That would be a nice coincidence. Anyway, I have to run. Have fun tonight, and I will see you later. Hey, I was able to come home at a normal time today. I thought that you would be here, but no one is home. What are you up to right now? Where did you go? Oh, sorry about that. I figured that you would be home late as always. I didn't expect this. You know that you barely come home at a normal time these days. I know that. Don't worry, I am not upset about it or anything. Maybe a little. I would have liked to spend some time with you. Where are you then? Will you be back soon? I ended up going out with some friends tonight. Like I said, I thought that you wouldn't be coming home. Again? You have been going out quite a lot these days. Yeah, and so what? I mean, do you want me to be cooped up at home all by myself all the time? No, of course not. That's not how I meant it. Who are you out with? I'm with Candace and Julia. Do you remember them? Yeah, of course I do. I haven't seen them for a while. I thought that you guys didn't really spend that much time with each other anymore. We didn't for a while, but we've been able to reconnect recently, and I remembered how much fun it is to hang out with them. That's nice. What if I join you? Then we can spend some time together and you can still have your night out. Oh, sorry, but I am not so sure about that. It doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Why not? You don't want me around? It's nothing like that. But, you know, it's a girls' night out. They don't have their husbands or boyfriends with them, so it wouldn't be fair of me to invite you out to crash the party. A girls' night out means girls only. I don't think I would be crashing the party, but I see what you're getting at. Okay, that's fine then. Any idea what time you might be coming home? I will probably be fairly late. Like I said, I thought you would be home late tonight, so I plan to be home late as well. I see. So do you mean that you will be home like after 10? Most likely. It might even be closer to 12. There's a lot of things for us three to gossip about. There's a never-ending stream of gossip. You would be bored out of your mind even if you did come along. This isn't the sort of conversation that you would find enjoyable. Okay, I understand. Don't worry, I am not insisting that I come. In that case, I will just fix myself some dinner. You don't need any, do you? No, I will eat something while I am out. We can't just spend hours together without eating a single thing now, can we? Okay, I will leave anything that is left over in the fridge in case you want to have a quick snack before you go to bed tonight. I haven't decided what I will throw together just yet, though. Thanks. I don't think I will be hungry, but I can always eat it for lunch tomorrow if I don't eat it once I am home. Sure. Have fun then, and stay safe. Make sure you get a taxi home. I will be safe. Don't worry. I can take care of myself. I know. I am just saying. Then I will see you tonight, or tomorrow morning if I am already asleep before you come home. It will be nice to catch up on some sleep tonight. You got home pretty late last night. I stayed up quite late hoping to catch you, but decided to go to sleep after it got past 12. Yeah, you know how it can be sometimes. The time just flies when you're having fun with your friends. I didn't even notice how late it was getting until they told us that the bar was closing and we had to leave. I don't even know how I am up at this point right now. Maybe I should have stayed in bed until midday. Why? Did you drink a lot last night? Not a huge amount, but a bit more than normal. I ended up almost falling asleep in the taxi home. I just got undressed and dumped my clothes at the foot of the bed as well. But I feel much better now. I just happened to wake up randomly and figured I may as well force myself up to at least brush my teeth and have a shower. I feel a little bit grimy. Yeah, I know about the clothes. I put them in the wash for you already. I saw them strewn about when I woke up this morning. I have to mention something about that, though. Something seemed really strange to me in the morning when I woke up. What? You're not going to say that it's my job to take care of the laundry, are you? I do that all the time, and I would have if you had just left it on the floor for me. I can't clean while I am asleep now, can I? Of course, that's not what I was going to say. Don't put words in my mouth like that. I know that you always take care of the house, and I don't mind doing things when I can either. I noticed it as soon as I woke up, but there was a really strong and strange smell in the room. I didn't know what it was until I had fully woken up and got out of bed. Then I realized that the clothes you had been wearing last night had a really strong smell on them. And that smell was men's cologne. Do you have anything to say about that? Oh, is that what you're talking about? Sorry, I was just jumping to conclusions. I don't know why I thought you would be criticizing me for being messy when you have never done that before. I guess it's just a little hard to think properly the day after drinking all night. Well, you know that Candace, Julia, and I went out to a bar, and there was this one guy there who had basically bathed himself in cologne. You know the kind of guy that I am talking about, right? The type of guy who won't stop talking about finances and all the boring stuff and just absolutely reeks of some cheap cologne because he thinks it makes him attractive to women. The whole bar just stunk of his cologne, and the bar wasn't very big in the first place. Anyway, that's what it was. It just made everyone smell like him. I know the kind of guy that you're talking about, but would that really make your clothes smell like that? Just by being in the same place as him? If you were there, you would know exactly how bad it was. Think of it like cigarette smoke. Even if you don't smoke, but there is someone near you who does, then you smell like tobacco as well, right? Yeah, but cigarette smoke is a pretty different thing. That stuff will make anything reek for days. Does cologne really work like that? It must have been really strong stuff. I'm not surprised, too. That's not how anyone is supposed to wear cologne or perfume. But it does work like that when the person wearing it has basically taken a bath in the stuff. The whole place smelled like it. If we didn't like the bar itself so much, we would have just left. But we had already ordered at that point when he came in. Why are you acting so suspicious? You don't think that I have been out doing something I shouldn't have been, do you? How could you even think I would do something like that? I didn't say that. I was just confused why all your clothes smelled like that. That's all it is. I know you wouldn't do anything like that. Why are you jumping to assume things so quickly today? I'm not accusing you of anything, but you are very quick to defend yourself. Good. I don't want to have to defend myself against any kind of baseless claims like that. I shouldn't have to do that at all. I am just making sure that there isn't some sort of unsaid accusation in your words. I know, and I am not accusing you of anything. Just calm down for a second. There's no hidden meaning or accusations in my words. I am just asking you a question. I am calm. Don't tell me to calm down. You know that I hate it when you say that to me. And you're the one getting me worked up in the first place. Telling me to calm down is the best way for you to do that. Okay, sorry. Let's just forget that I ever said anything about it in the first place. I didn't think that this would start an argument this early in the morning. Let's just drop the whole thing. I have my answer from you, and that's that. Good. Then let's forget about it. I am going back to bed, I think. Arguing with you made me realize how tired I still am. Wait a second. Don't go back to bed just yet. Why? What is it? Is there something else you're going to accuse me of now? Don't be like that. I told you that I wasn't accusing you of anything. But there was something important that I wanted to tell you last night, though. That's why I was hoping you would be at home last night when I got home early. Oh, really? What is it? Did your work come back to you about maybe going away less frequently? I didn't really talk to them about that too much more. But that's not what it is in any case. Actually, it's kind of the opposite of that. I'm going to be going away for 2 weeks on Friday. What? 2 whole weeks? Where are you going off to this time? Why do you need to be gone for so long? They're sending me to Texas, so it's not really that far. How is Texas not far away from here? You're acting as though it's just down the road or something. I meant that it's at least still in the States. But I will be able to come home at a good time up until Friday in the lead up to the trip. At least it's not Europe again. That's what I meant. So then you will be home around 5 tonight as well? Are they letting you come home early because you will be going off for a while? Yeah, that's right. They said that they wanted to give me some time to at least go home and have a bit of time to relax with my wife before they sent me off. I'm grateful for it, but I wish they would do that more often than they do. Yeah, it rings a bit hollow if they say that, but only for this one time. Yeah, it does. But this could also mean that this is the direction that they might lean towards in the future, which would be nice. But anyway, this means that we have a few days where we can spend the night together. Was there anything that you wanted to do in particular? Oh, that's good news. But I have been going out quite a bit recently, and I would just rather stay home this week. I have been getting tired, I think. Really? You just want to stay home? This is a chance that we haven't had for quite some time, you know. You didn't want to go to dinner somewhere together? You could wear that necklace finally. What are you talking about? What necklace? You know what I'm talking about. The one you said you bought to surprise me with when we went out together, but you hadn't been able to wear yet. We talked about it a little while ago and I found it in the back of the closet. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Sorry, my brain just isn't working properly right now. Yeah, well, I would still prefer to stay home and just relax. You have already seen the necklace, so it wouldn't even be the surprise that I wanted it to be in the first place. But I haven't seen it on you. Or with that black dress that you said you were going to wear it with. Still, I am tired. Why not save that for another time? Why don't you cook something for me, though? That would be better than any food we could get at a restaurant anyway. You know how much I love your cooking. It's my favorite thing. If you're fine with that, then I can cook something just fine. I thought you might have wanted to take the opportunity to do something that we don't usually get a chance to do, though. At least for tonight, let's stay in, eat something nice, and maybe watch a movie. We can think about something the other days. I mean, it's only Tuesday tonight, so we could still do something or go somewhere on Wednesday or Thursday if we wanted to. But it would be just as nice for us to stay in on those days as well. I guess you're right. The main thing for me is that I get to spend time with you. I don't mind if we stay in or if we go out somewhere. In that case, is there anything that you wanted to eat tonight? I can stop off at the grocery store on the way home to pick up the ingredients. Surprise me! I know that you will make something good no matter what it is. I love not knowing what it's going to be. It makes it exciting just waiting to see what's going to come out of the kitchen. Okay. Well, I will think about it and maybe make something new that I haven't made for you before. Yay! I can't wait. I'm glad that I woke up early enough to hear this good news. Well, you going away for so long is bad news, but at least there is some good in it. Let's focus on the good of it and not the bad. Silver lining and all that. Anyway, I had better get going to work. I will see you around 6 then, since I will stop off at the shops on the way home. Give me a text if there's anything else we need for the house while I am there, okay? Sure thing. I will take a look in the fridge and pantry later for that. Have a nice day. I will. I hope you're not too hungover. Make sure to drink some painkillers if you start feeling ill. But go and have a bit more of a sleep in for now. I am sure you will feel better when you wake up. Helen, don't tell me that you're out again. I am out with some friends again. Why? What's the problem? Really? I wish you were joking. Why did it have to be tonight of all nights? I just got home and the whole house is completely dark. I told you that I would be coming home tonight after the trip. I haven't seen you for 2 weeks. I was really looking forward to seeing you again. Oh, damn! Was that tonight? I totally forgot about that. I didn't realize that you would be home. Sorry about that, Tony. You know that I would have been home waiting for you if I had known that you would be back tonight. I specifically told you the date and even gave you my flight information so that you would know when I was coming back. How did you manage to forget that? Is that such an easy thing to just forget about? Well, I forgot about it. It just slipped my mind and I didn't even think to check your flights. What else do you want me to say? I don't know how or why I forgot something. Forgetting just happens without any active input on my account. Listen, you've been going out an awful lot. I don't have anything against that normally, but this is a bit much, don't you think? Couldn't you have at least made the effort to be home on the night I come back from my business trip? I really don't think that I am asking for too much when I say this either. What am I supposed to do? I told you I forgot. It's not like I did this on purpose. I didn't think you were going to be home, and it's a Friday night, so I went out on the town with some friends. I don't want to be at home all alone on a Friday. What's so difficult for you to understand about that? You're trying to make it seem as though I purposefully abandoned you or something. You wouldn't have been alone, and it doesn't seem to matter to you whether it is a Friday night or a Monday night. You have been going out on weekdays more than weekends recently. Don't you think you should tone it down a little? What are you getting at? Are you worried about how much I might be spending? Relax. I'm not going out here to max your credit card or anything. A few drinks or some food at a regular sort of bar isn't going to break the bank, is it? Or is there something that you have forgotten to tell me about our finances that would make what I am doing a problem? If that's the case, then it's your fault for not telling me that. You can't just blame me for that now after the fact. No, there's nothing like that. Our finances are just fine. But I'm not really talking about the money. Money is there to be spent, but you often seem very tired in the mornings. Maybe you shouldn't be out drinking late as often as you are. You never did go out so much before. It might not be good for your health. Drinking and losing sleep and that sort of thing. Are you trying to say that I am an alcoholic or something? Let me tell you that if this is your way of trying to get me home to you right now, it's the exact opposite of what would work. I can control myself just fine, and I don't need you telling me to stop drinking when I barely drink more than a couple of cocktails every other day. I'm just trying to look out for you. And I am not saying that you're an alcoholic or anything. Where did you even get that from what I said? I never said anything close to that. And I am just trying to go out and enjoy myself since my husband cares so much more about work than he does about me. You make it seem as though I am drinking each and every day like a proper alcoholic. And now you're trying to make me feel guilty for doing a little bit of socializing. Don't say that. The whole reason I work so much is so that we can have this decent life that we have and not have to worry about money. And you're the one who didn't want me to change my job or position if it had less pay than what I do now. That was an option at one point if you didn't forget that as well. That's not a real option, though. There's no way I would accept less money to spend than I have now. I am way too used to things being like they are. I thought I made myself quite clear on that last time we spoke about the possibility. It's a no-go. Exactly. I know that's how you feel about it. But you have to understand that the money comes from me working all of the time. Don't say that I am at work because I don't care about you or don't want to spend time with you. I am doing it so that you can keep the life that you live right now. You said so yourself. I always want to spend time with you when I am not working, but you're never around these days. I keep telling you that I need to find a way to fill my time so that I am not just falling apart and all lonely at home. You don't know how hard it can be to always be in an empty house by yourself all day. I would go insane if I didn't go out like I do now. It's not as easy as it might seem to you from the outside. I know that I don't work and it might seem very easy, but it's difficult in a different sort of way. Okay, I understand that. But I am just saying that I really would have appreciated it if you could have been home tonight when I came back. It's not like I actually have a problem with you going out or anything like that. Good, because even if you did have a problem with it, I would keep doing it. I need this for myself, and I am not going to let you control me and make me stay home. Anyway, sorry about tonight, but I already told you that it just slipped my mind. There's nothing I can do about it now. Then why not come home now that you know that I am back? There's still plenty of time for us to do something together if we wanted to. Are you crazy? I have already made plans for tonight. I am not going to just cancel them in the middle and rush home. You know that it's unreasonable for you to ask that of me. You will just have to make do at home on your own. I have to do it all of the time, so I am sure that you will manage it just fine for one night. I see. You had 2 whole weeks without me here, and I am sure you went out a lot in those 2 weeks. I didn't realize that these plans that you have made were more important than seeing your husband after 2 weeks apart. Actually, for your information, I spent a lot of those 2 weeks at home. Don't talk as if you know what I was doing. You were busy on holiday in Texas. And I can't just cancel and run away in the middle of the plans that I made. I am already literally here. That's not a good thing to do. I wasn't on holiday. I was working. It was a business trip, not a vacation. You always act like I go somewhere to see the sights when I am, in fact, usually stuck in meetings or going from office to office. It's the same thing. You go to travel somewhere. Anyway, my friends are getting annoyed that I am on my phone this whole time. I have to get back to them. Fine. I guess I will be alone tonight again. Oh my God! Don't make it sound so sad and desperate. It's embarrassing for you to talk like that. You're a grown man. I have to go through that all the time. If I can do it, then so can you. The reason I am being like this is because I got told that I was going to be sent on an even longer trip soon. I wanted to see you for as long as I could before I left. We didn't even end up going anywhere in the few days that I had before I got sent to Texas. An even longer one? Really? When is that going to be? At the end of next week. But then I will be gone for a whole month or so. They're sending me to Germany next. To Germany? Lucky you. You get to travel the globe while I get stuck at home and then you complain when I go out. That's not what it is at all. I am trying to tell you that these aren't vacations. And I don't feel lucky that I have to be away from you for so long either. Whatever. You said that you will be here until the end of next week anyway, so we will have plenty of time together. It's not like tonight is the only night you have before you get sent somewhere else again. I suppose it isn't. Exactly. So stop mooning about it. Anyway, I gotta go now. I'll see you in the morning. Okay. Have fun. What the hell is going on here? Who the hell is this guy? What the hell is he doing in my house? What is this, Helen? Oh my God! Tony! What are you doing here? You weren't supposed to be back yet. You were still supposed to be gone for more than a week! Why are you here? Oh, you remember the date that I was supposed to be coming home just fine this time, huh? I see how your memory works conveniently for you. It works only as an excuse for you to hide your affairs. I got sent back early. We managed to sort everything out in less time than we expected. And this is what I am met with? I don't believe it. Why wouldn't you tell me that you were coming home earlier than planned? Because I wanted to surprise you. And now here I am, surprised to see some random dude in my house. You, get the hell out of here right now before I lose my goddamn mind. This is what I get then, is it? For everything that I have always done for you? Just calm down, Tony. This isn't what it looks like, okay? You're just angry and not thinking straight right now. There is only one thing that this can be. You have been cheating on me this whole time, haven't you? Don't try and pretend that this is something else. There was a half-naked guy here with you on the couch. Do you really think that I am going to believe that this was anything else? What are you going to try and say? That you suddenly took up art classes and that guy was your live model? I'm just asking you to just cool off a little bit. Stop yelling at me. It's not helping anything right now. I have every right to yell at you. You have been sleeping with other men behind my back. Or is it just this one guy, huh? I bet it wasn't, was it? I can't believe that I was stupid enough to have believed you all of those times. God, how could I have been so stupid? What are you talking about? You know exactly what I mean. This is what you were doing all of those times that you told me that you were out with friends, isn't it? The time that you came home reeking of a man's cologne, and the other time when you weren't here when I came back from my trip either. Look, listen to me. Not every time. I was actually out with friends some of the time. Oh, great. So you didn't lie to me 100% of the time. Just most of the time. That makes me feel so much better. That just fixes this whole situation. Thank you so much, Helen. You have really helped make this all better. You don't need to be so sarcastic with me. I'm telling you the truth now. That should count for something. It doesn't count for anything. The only reason you're saying anything now is because there is absolutely no way for you to weasel your way out of this one. You would never have come clean if I didn't happen to come home early and walk in on you right now. How could you do this to me? We're married. I have done everything I ever could for you. I was lonely, Tony. You were always at work and I needed someone to make me feel loved and beautiful. You were lonely? Do you think that makes it okay? What about me, huh? Do you think I wanted to be away all of the time? Do you think I was the one choosing to come home late because of work? To go on all these long business trips and not be with you? You were the one who stopped me from taking a lower-paying job that would give me more time so that you could still have all the money you wanted to buy things you wanted. That doesn't mean that I wasn't lonely. You have no idea how miserable it can be just being in this empty house all by myself all the time. You're at least out at work with your coworkers and have people to socialize with and talk to. But if I was at home all of the time, then I didn't even have that. But you didn't have to be home all of the time. You could have done what you told me you were doing and just gone out to be with friends. It's not like I ever stopped you from doing that. It's not like I ever got angry at you for going out whenever you wanted. But just going out with friends also isn't the same. I needed some intimacy in my life and you weren't there to provide it for me. Oh, so now this is all my fault, is it? I worked my ass off to give you a good life, and it's my fault that you got everything that you wanted. I'm so sorry, Helen. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to you and done what you wanted me to do. I should have just not paid any attention to what you always asked of me and done whatever I wanted instead. That's not what I said. Of course, I am thankful that you worked hard for us and we always have money for a good life. But sometimes that's just not enough. There needs to be something more than that. Then why couldn't you have said something? I would have listened to you like I always do and tried to make something work. That's what I did when you first mentioned that you were unhappy with how much I was working. I was willing to change positions to have more time at home and with you, but you were the one who stopped me. That time, money was more important for you, wasn't it? But now that you needed something else, someone else, you turn around and say that it's just not enough? Just sit down here and let's talk about this without all of the yelling. We're not going to get anywhere with you being so angry. There's nothing to talk to you about. There's nothing to say. I'm leaving. Wait, Tony? Where are you going? Finally, you have come home! Where have you been this whole time? You didn't answer any of my calls, and I was waiting for you to come back. Why? Why would I bother answering any of your calls? What are you even doing here anyway? I gave it a few days hoping that you would be gone by the time I finally came back. What are you talking about? You should pick up your phone because I am your wife. And why would I have left? I live here too. I'm not going anywhere. You won't be living here for much longer, though. Get your stuff and get out. Let's just talk about this. You can't just kick me out of the house. This is my house. I can do what I like. And I told you before that there is nothing more to talk about. Of course there is something to talk about. You barely gave me a chance to explain myself. What is there to explain? All you did was say that you were lonely as an excuse and tried to make it out to be my fault. That's because I was lonely and you were always away at work. You were traveling the country and the world and I was here by myself. And I was doing that for you. That doesn't give you an excuse to go out and cheat on me. This must have been going on for months at least. Maybe even longer. I don't even want to think about that right now. No, it wasn't like that. I always felt lonely, but this only happened the other time because I went out and was drunk. Just stop lying. You weren't drunk a few days ago when I came home early. It was the middle of the damn day. You invited another man into the house. That's not just a bad decision made while drunk at a bar. Not that it would make anything better if it was. And I know that you had been lying to me about being with Candace and Julia. I messaged them. You did what? Why are you messaging my friends? Because I needed to find out how much you were lying about. And it turns out that you were lying as much as I thought. They said that they haven't seen or even talked to you for at least 5 months. So don't try and tell me that this only happened once or twice. It's too late for that. I bet even that necklace that you told me was a surprise for me was from someone else, wasn't it? That's why you were keeping it hidden from me. Why are you bringing that up now? It has nothing to do with anything anymore. Of course it does. It just shows how much you were lying to me. It shows that you were very actively trying to hide everything from me. And I was stupid enough to believe you because I trusted you. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a lie. But I didn't want you to get even more angry about this. I know I messed up here, but we can work through this, don't you think? We always have before when we had problems in the past. No, I don't think that we can do that at all. This is completely different from the problems we had before. This isn't even a problem. You just betrayed me and that's all there is to it. There's no working through this. There's no talking it out or getting past this. None of that is going to happen. What does that mean? How are we supposed to be together if we don't work through this together? Isn't it obvious? We're not going to be together. We're getting a divorce. A divorce? Are you crazy? You can't just throw that sort of word around as a joke or because you're angry. Maybe you needed a few more days to cool off before you came back here. Your emotions are making you think stupid things. This has nothing to do with my emotions. I am not even angry. I'm just defeated by what you have done to me. I would never throw out the word divorce if I wasn't serious about it. We're getting a divorce and that is final. I have made up my mind and nothing will change it. But we have been married for years. How are you just going to throw away our entire relationship just like that? Did it not mean anything to you if it's that easy for you to just walk away? How dare you even ask me something like that? I am not the one throwing this away. You are. You are the one who cheated. You are the one who decided that a little bit of fun on the side was worth risking our marriage for. Don't make me out to be the bad guy here, Helen. I won't fall for this. I already admitted that I made a mistake. But that doesn't mean that we have to call it quits. Isn't there always a chance to fix mistakes? Everyone makes mistakes. That's human nature. Sure, that's true for some things, but not for cheating. Not for this. There is no forgiveness and no second chances here. You need to get prepared for the divorce. I have already gotten in touch with a lawyer. I suggest that you do the same thing. A lawyer? You have already gone and done that before even mentioning to me that you want a divorce? That's not fair. I thought it would be obvious that this was what was going to happen. I didn't think that you were delusional enough to even entertain the thought that we would just ignore this and pretend that it didn't happen. I was clearly wrong about that. As wrong as I was about the kind of person who I thought you were. Just think about this before you make any rash decision. You can't just go back on something major like this. I know, and that's the whole point. There is no going back. But the divorce could take a long time, and I don't want you living here while it is in the works. I will get my lawyer to contact you, and you can provide her with your own lawyer's contact once you decide on who you will hire. Now, I am giving you 1 week to get your stuff together, pack your bags, and get out of here. You don't have to try and take every last thing. You can sort that out later. Get what you need and be gone before the end of the week. I better not come back and find you still living here. I want you out of here. I thought I told you to leave. What are you still doing here? I told you that I am not leaving. I am not moving an inch until we sit down and talk about this in a civil manner. You can't just command me to leave, walk out of the house, and then ignore all of my calls. That's not how relationships are supposed to work, you know. I never thought you would be such a toxic person. You're calling me toxic? Get real. And this isn't how relationships go, but it is how breakups go as far as I'm concerned. You keep assuming that we're together when we're in fact not. I'm saying that you can't just make such a one-sided decision. A relationship involves two people, and that's especially true for a marriage. You can't just decide that it's over and kick me out. I can do that, actually. You keep making it seem like I am doing this for no reason. As though I just woke up one day and decided that this was the end of our marriage. But that's not what happened. If you recall, you were the one sleeping with other men while I was out working for our future together. I can end this on my own, and that's exactly what I am doing. So I am asking you again. What are you still doing here? Where am I supposed to go? I have been living here with you for years at this point. I don't have a job. I can't just up and leave and find a new place to live. What are you saying that I should do? I don't know. I don't really care either. That's not my problem anymore. I had been more than happy to look after and provide for you the entire time we were together. But I don't have that responsibility anymore. Why not stay with that guy I kicked out of here a few weeks ago? I can't stay with him. That's out of the question. Why? He's good enough to cheat on me with, but not good enough for you to live with? That's not it exactly. The thing is, that guy was also married. He lives with his wife and daughter. Oh, just fantastic. So you ruined maybe 2 marriages and not just one. I guess you two were a good fit for each other after all. Well, if not him, go and stay with your parents. That seems to be the most rational choice. But they will kill me if I tell them what happened. You know just how much they loved you. They were always raving about you and asking when you would cook for them or when they would see you again. I know that we got along well together, but you're still their daughter. They will let you stay. It might be uncomfortable for you to tell them what you did, but that's what you have to do. I don't have to do that if we just sort this out between us and go on with our lives as though nothing had happened. Why can't you even consider doing that? I told you that I know that I messed up. It won't happen again. I promise. Just don't do this to me. It doesn't matter what you say to me now. I told you that I won't change my mind. And I don't believe what you just said even for a moment. I was stupid enough to believe your lies before, but I have learned my lesson, and I won't be doing something stupid like that again. I gave you a week and you haven't even begun to get your things together by the looks of it. And my lawyer told me that she couldn't get in touch with you or your representative. No, I ignored all the calls from any unknown number because I knew that it might be your lawyer calling. I haven't spoken to a lawyer myself either. I was still hoping that we would be able to sort this out between us.
Well, that was a useless hope, as I think you now understand. In any case, I got the divorce papers together with my lawyer. Here they are. I need you to sign them after you talk to your attorney and we can get this over with. I am giving you 3 more days to pack and move out.
I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. You can't kick me out of here.
No, this is my house. I own it and it is all in my name. You have no right to be here anymore. If you are not out in 3 days, then I am going to call the police and have them get rid of you.
You're going to call the police on your own wife? What kind of man are you?
You're not my wife anymore.
I am, as long as the divorce hasn't been finalized.
Well, here are the papers. Maybe we are still legally married, but I certainly don't consider you to be my wife. 3 days, Helen. I am not waiting any longer than that. I have been patient and given you more than enough time already. You really have some nerve, don't you? I have been as kind as possible here, and you still haven't even started to move out. I have been more than patient than anyone else would have been in my situation.
I told you that I don't have anywhere to go and that I won't leave. I told you that clearly, so don't come here acting surprised that I am not gone. I am not leaving. This is my house too, and that's that.
I told you that this is not your house. It is my house, and it is in my name entirely. Now that I don't want you here anymore, you have no right to stay living here. Just go and move in with your parents, and we can do this without any trouble.
I can't do that. I thought I already explained how they will react to me telling them what happened.
You just have to put up with it. They will find out eventually. It's not like you can hide a divorce from them forever. I can go and tell them if you don't. It's your choice. But I think it would be better for you to tell them in person yourself.
Don't you dare say anything to them. They're my parents, and you have no right going off to them to blab about just whatever.
That's what I am trying to tell you. I think it's better if you go and do it yourself.
But I don't want to leave here, and I'm not going to. And who are these 2 people anyway? Did you think that bringing more people here with you would help you scare me into leaving? Well, that's not going to happen.
I am Tony's lawyer, Pauline. Nice to meet you. I have come along with him because he had a feeling that you wouldn't leave of your own accord. I am here to inform you of the legal proceedings that we will have to take if you continue to refuse to leave as you are now.
What? Legal proceedings? What are you talking about? Are you saying that you are going to sue me?
Well, yes. That is the long and short of it. You are not complying with my client's reasonable request to vacate the property, so he is in his legal right to take you to court and order a lawful eviction. Of course, it is possible to sort this out without getting the courts involved, but that doesn't seem like a likely solution to this situation.
No, it's not. I am not moving an inch from this property. I have lived here with Tony for almost 5 years at this point. Why should I have to leave?
Because my client is the owner of this house and has owned it before the 2 of you were ever together. That won't be true for too much longer, though, hopefully.
What is that supposed to mean? You're not going to be the owner of this house?
Allow me to introduce myself as well. I am here on behalf of Tony to evaluate the property before we put it on the market. My name is Jack. A pleasure.
No, it is not a pleasure in the slightest. How dare you come into my house and tell me that you are going to sell it? Are you out of your minds? All of you?
Helen, don't make this worse than it already is. The decisions have been made. You're the only one who won't cooperate now. We already have to go to court for the divorce by the looks of it, since you didn't contact a lawyer or sign the divorce papers. They seem to be sitting there on the table just where I left them a few days ago. But I would like to avoid having to take you to court a second time to evict you from here. Just realize that this is what is happening and get over it. You caused this, and now you have to face the consequences of your actions.
I have been loud and clear that I am not moving from here, and I am not going to sign those damn papers. You can't make me do it either. I am not scared of you, even if you brought your lackeys along today. My lackeys? That's really disrespectful. Both Jack and Pauline are hired professionals. If this is how you're going to be, though, then it looks like I will be seeing you in court both to evict you and to arbitrate this divorce. Tony, please just stop this nonsense. I can't just go from being married for 5 years to not having a home, a job, to not having a husband who provides for me. How am I supposed to just start my life again without you? This isn't fair. You should have thought of that before you decided to cheat on me. Now, I don't know what is the best thing for you to do, and frankly, I don't care in the slightest. We are not going to have anything to do with each other ever again. At least not after we sort out all the legal aspects that we have to power through. Don't you dare start crying to me about how this isn't fair on you. Nothing you did was fair on me from the beginning. I did everything that I could to give you a good life, and then you turned around and stabbed me in the back. You didn't think about what I would feel or how I would react to it by the looks of things. I don't know why you thought that I would just sweep this under the rug and pretend that it never happened. But you were wrong in that assumption. I am not just going to let this slide. We are done, now and forever. I can see that you are still not going to take the easy way out and leave, so I guess I will see you in court and force you out. I am going to make this as difficult for you as possible. You think you can just threaten me to leave my house? It's not going to work. And I bet the court will side with me anyway. You're the one with a job and with money. And here you are trying to kick me out onto the street like a dog. I am doing nothing of the sort. Okay, Jack, Pauline, how about we get out of here? It doesn't look like we're going to make any progress here. Let's go to my office and we can start putting together the paperwork for the trial. That sounds like a good idea. I want this done as soon as possible. Jack, I will contact you again for evaluation once Helen here has been evicted from the property. Of course, I understand. I will be waiting for your call. Goodbye, Helen. I will see you in court. After that, Helen still refused to move out and seemed to have the idea stuck in her head that she had some sort of right to live in my house because she had been there for 5 years with me. The legal process was quite lengthy, and it took even longer than I expected it to take. This was mainly because of the fact that she was still technically my wife, even though we were going through a divorce. In the end, we pushed the divorce through, and after that, the eviction case went much smoother since there was much clearer division between the two of us who were involved in the case. Helen struggled until the bitter end, but she had no leg to stand on, and the court ruled in my favor, and she was served an eviction notice that was much stricter than the time that I had given her to leave voluntarily. She ended up on her parents' doorstep in tears and wailing incoherently. Helen had to, of course, tell them about what happened, and they let her stay with them for a time. She was partially right in how she thought that they would react to the news of her infidelity. They let her stay for about 6 months to get her life in order, but then asked her to move out again. We had always gotten along very well, and they later told me that they just couldn't look at their daughter the same anymore, knowing what she had done and how she had ruined our marriage. This they told me when they messaged me to apologize on her behalf. Of course, they were not in the wrong in any way, but I accepted their apology anyway, and we are still on good terms. After Helen was evicted, I contacted Jack again to get the property valued, and it was sold relatively quickly. I know that I didn't have to sell the house and could have continued to live there, but I wanted to have a fresh start in a place that was not tainted by the memories of my ex-wife, especially as I know that she had invited other men into the house itself. I moved into a smaller place to live on my own and finally switched to a slightly less busy position at my company than I was before. I no longer needed to have such a busy schedule or worry about making enough money, as now I only have to provide for myself, and I don't go out spending money too much. I still get the chance to go on trips to various places, and I am happy that I was able to keep that perk of my previous job. Overall, my work-life balance has improved a lot, and I am more relaxed than before. Maybe if I had done this earlier, or rather Helen had let me do this earlier, then none of this would have happened. But it's moot to even think about things in that way. Lots of things could have been different, and it does no good to think about it too much in terms of what could have been. It will take me a while to recover from this shock, I know. But at the same time, I feel revitalized by the other changes in my life, and I know that everything will work out for me in the end. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.